Good morning students. In 11th standard chemistry, today we are going to revise 10th lesson chemical bonding. So chemical bonds are nothing but interatomic attractive force which hold the constituent atoms or molecules, which that is called as a chemical bond, isn't it? So definition for chemical bond is, so it's the interatomic attractive force that which hold the constituent atoms or molecules, so that is called as a chemical bond. So there are, the first approach which is related with this chemical bond is Coastal-Lewis approach. So according to his approach, his theory says that formation of a chemical bond which is closely related with the inertness of a compound. For example, sodium chloride, when a bond formed between the sodium atom and this chlorine atom, so which is related with the inertness of a particular atom. For example, sodium. Sodium atomic number Z is equal to 11. When you remove this, I am writing the electronic configuration of neon and 3s1. So this is the electronic configuration for the sodium atom. Then when I am writing the electronic configuration for chlorine atom, so Z is equal to 17 chlorine. So when I write the electronic configuration, neon 3s2 3p5. So when atom become inertness, that meaning is, so when you remove the one electron from this 3s orbital in sodium atom, it becomes the electronic configuration of noble gas neon, isn't it? So usually noble gases, they are having completely filled electronic configuration. So those atoms, they are having completely filled electronic configuration. They are more stable than others. So here, after removal of this one of this electron, sodium atom becomes Na plus cation plus 1 E minus. The same thing when you consider chlorine atom, 3s2 3p5. So 3p orbital maximum accommodation 6. When this p orbital accepts one electron, it becomes 3px. So that 3p6, isn't it? So that is completely filled electronic configuration. So that it becomes the electronic configuration of argon 4Cl minus. Is it clear? So it becomes here, it becomes Na plus. It is having the electronic configuration of neon, that is a noble gas configuration. So we can say that, so when an atom becomes the electronic configuration of a noble gas, it becomes more stable. So afterwards there is an attractive force in between these two ions that forms a chemical bond. Is it clear, students? So now there is an attractive force between this Na plus and Cl minus. That's why this attractive force is otherwise called as a chemical bond. Is it clear? So now we can see how Lewis has designed this relationship between this chemical bond and this structure can be explained like this. For example, when you consider the atom nitrogen, okay, so nitrogen electronic configuration, that is Z is equal to 7. So its electronic configuration we can write 1s2, 2s2, 2p5. So how many valence electrons are there in nitrogen? So leave this first orbital. So it becomes 7, isn't it? So sorry, 1s2, 2s2, 2p3, total 7. So it becomes 5 valence electrons all present in this nitrogen atom. So according to Lewis approach, the number of valence electrons present in a particular atom should be given as a dot. That is 5 electrons are there, means around this atom we have to put 5 dots. So the dots also, that's a way, that is like this. Nitrogen is there. How many electrons are there? Outermost are the valence electrons. 5 valence electrons are there. So these 5 electrons should be given like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Isn't it? Fourth one. So after writing this 4 dot, we have to start pairing. That is, 5th electron should be taken as a pair form. So this is the model given by Lewis structure. This is Lewis structure for a single atom. The same way we can write for carbon, oxygen or whatever may be the atoms if it is given as a question. So write Lewis dot structure for carbon atom or oxygen atom. If you are thorough with the atomic number, it is easy to write this dots. Isn't it? That Lewis dot structure. So consider carbon. I am writing for this carbon also. Carbon, what's the atomic number, students? That is 6. Z is equal to 6. So this how to find out the number of valence electrons? That is in when you write the electronic configuration, 1s2, 2s2, 2p2, isn't it? So leave this shell and remaining 2s2, 2p2. How many electrons present in this valence shell? That is 4, isn't it? So we can say that carbon is having 4 valence electrons. So according to Lewis theory, how to write the structure? So that is 1, 2, 3 and 4. So this is the way of representation of Lewis dot structure for carbon atom. So it is easy for oxygen atom also. The same way you have to find out the number of valence electrons. Oxygen, what's the atomic number? That is 8. How we can write the electronic configuration? 1s2, 2s2, 2p4, isn't it? So leave this 1s orbital. Then how many electrons are present in valence shell? 6 electrons, isn't it? So how we can represent the 6 electrons? That is after writing this oxygen symbol, 1 here and 1 this side and 1 this side and 1 this side. So totally 4. Afterwards, 5th electron onwards, we have to make it as a pair, isn't it? So here onwards, here 1 and here 1. Or it may be this 2 side. That is depending upon our convenience. Okay. So totally 6 electrons. So this is the way of representation of Lewis dot structure for a particular atom. Depends on valence shell. Okay. So number of valence electrons also a part of a chemical bond. Is it clear? So next we can see the next question, that is octet rule. Octet rule. So octet rule says that the transfer or sharing of electrons in between two covalently bonded atoms, so that finally each atom which are bonded should get 8 electrons around it. Is it clear? So consider like this. A atom and B atom. Usually there is a covalent bond. It carries 2 electrons. Apart from this, along with this 2 electrons, the particular atom should get 8 electrons. That is the lone pair of electrons. When you write like this, 2, 4, this bond carries 2 electrons. So 6 and here 2, 8. So that we can say that. So these 2 atoms are bonded each other. Among that, so if this atom, if it contains by sharing or transferring electrons, if this around this electron, around this atom, if it carries 8 electrons, so this is we can say as a octet rule. Okay. So in between the bonded atoms, if there is a covalent bond, the atom which is bonded, it should get at least 8 electrons. That's rule that is called as octet rule. So next we can explain types of bond. There are three types of bonds are there. So one is covalent bond, types of bond. covalent bond. Next is ionic bond, or otherwise it is called as electrovalent bond. Ionic bond. So next is coordinate covalent bond. So these are the three types of bonds, chemical bonds. So first one, a chemical bond exists between two atoms in a molecule by mutual sharing of electrons. So such type of bonds, that force is called as covalent bond. Okay. So what is covalent bond? So it should be the chemical bond which is formed as a result of mutual sharing of electrons in between the atoms. Okay. So when mutual sharing is there between these two atoms, there is an attractive force. This attractive force is reason for this formation of this covalent bond. So example, I will explain hydrogen molecule for this first type covalent bond, H2 molecule we can consider as example. So hydrogen atomic number, that is 1, isn't it? So hydrogen, its atomic number Z is equal to 1. So we can draw the structure like this. So first step, 1 as 1. The same thing we can write for one more. This is for one hydrogen atom. So this is for the next hydrogen atom. So here the same size for formation of H2 molecule. Okay, this next hydrogen atom. So how this covalent bond will form? By mutual sharing of one or more pair of electrons. So this hydrogen atom is sharing this electron. The same way the next hydrogen atom also share the one electron which is having in 1s orbital. So and one pair of electron is shared between this bonded atom. That's why the bond between this H2 molecule we can call it as covalent bond. Is it clear? So next we can consider example as nitrogen. Afterwards, first we can see oxygen atom. Oxygen, O2 molecule. So oxygen atomic number is Z is equal to 8, isn't it? So how we can write the electronic configuration? 1s2, 2s2 and 2p4. So totally 8, isn't it? So how we can draw the diagram? So here nucleus. So here first orbital, it contains 2 electrons. And here also one more atom we are going to draw, that is 1s2, 2 electrons are there. Then next, okay. So how many electrons are there? 4 plus 2, 6 electrons are there. So here it becomes 3 pairs this time. 1, 2, 3 pairs. That means it is giving 1 more 2s2. Here also I miss 2s2. I am drawing 2s2. Then 2p shell, it is having 4 electrons. So among this I have drawn 4 oxygen molecules. So only 2 pairs are shared between this. Okay, 1 pair and 2 pair. So that means it has given. So this oxygen atom has shared 2 electrons, and this oxygen atom also has shared 2 electrons. The next 2 electrons I have given here. Is it clear? 2 pairs of electrons are mutually shared between these 2 oxygen atoms, That's why oxygen can form double bond in between this oxygen molecule. Is it clear, students? So the same way we can represent the same covalent bond formation for nitrogen molecule also. For nitrogen molecule, in between two nitrogen atoms, it has the tendency to share 3 pairs of electrons. That's why it forms triple bond in between two nitrogen atoms. So next we can say how we can represent covalent bond according to Lewis theory. I am giving example as we can see this covalent bond. Okay. So for example as H2O, how to represent covalent bond according to Lewis theory. So first H2O is the molecular formula for water molecule. According to Lewis structure, the first step for representation of this covalent bond is we have to write the skeletal formula. How we have to write this skeletal formula? First step HOH. I am going to explain for two molecules, water and nitric acid. In addition, you have to study for sulfur trioxide, nitrogen pentoxide. For this molecules, carbon dioxide. For this also you have to try. Okay. So first step. What's the first step? That is we have to write the skeletal formula for this particular compound. H2O, I have written like this, HOH. Is it clear? So next step what we have to do is, so we have to find out total number of valence electrons present in a particular compound. So here hydrogen, it has valence electrons 1, we know that. So how many hydrogen atoms are present? 2 hydrogen atoms are there. So 2 into 1 plus how many oxygen atoms are there? 1 into, so what's the atomic number of oxygen? Z is equal to 8, isn't it? So how many valence electrons are there? So after leaving the electrons which is present in 1s orbital, it becomes 6. So 1 into 6 which is equal to 8. Is it clear? So this is 8 is the total valence electrons present in a particular molecule, total number of valence electrons. After calculating the total number of valence electrons, so what we have to do is, so we have to connect these atoms by using a single covalent bond like this, HOH. So we have written the skeleton formula, isn't it? So in the skeletal formula, so we have to connect these atoms with a single covalent bond. So this single covalent bond, it contains how many electrons? 2 electrons. So here this bond, it carries 2 electrons and this bond, it also carries 2 electrons. So next, the fourth step is, so what we have to do is, starting from more electronegative atom. So in water molecule, hydrogen atoms and oxygen atoms are present. In these two atoms, oxygen is the most electronegative atom. So we have to distribute this total valence electrons. 8 electrons are there. Among that 8 electrons, each bond carries 2 electrons. That is 8 minus 4. 4 over, so we are getting only 4 electrons, isn't it? So these 4 electrons should be given as a dot only in more electronegative atom. So afterwards, is there any excess atoms, electrons are there, it should be distributed to the next atom. That's the rule, okay? So 4 electrons are there. So we are going to give the electron. So how we have to give is, we have to check so whether the atom can fulfill the octet rule. So what's the meaning of octet rule? The total number of electron which surrounds the particular atom must be 8, isn't it? So see here, so oxygen 2 plus 2, 4, isn't it? So remaining this 4 electrons, it should be written like this. here at the top and at the bottom, two electrons. So now we can count this electron. So this bond carries 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if this atom can fulfill that octet rule, as fulfilled. So here hydrogen atom, it cannot fulfill that octet rule, isn't it? So only hydrogen can form as a duet. Duet means this hydrogen atom, it contains only 2 electrons. Octet rule, it is not for hydrogen atom. So that's why this is the final structure for Lewis representation for covalent bond formation. Is it clear, students? I have explained for water molecule. One more molecule I will explain, that is nitric acid. Nitric acid formula is HNO3. So what's the first step for writing that Lewis structure? HNO3, nitric acid. So what we have to do first step, that is we have to write the skeletal formula. So skeletal formula means the atoms which is present in that particular molecule should be written separately. HONO. Is it clear? So I have written like this. This is the skeletal formula. So what is the next step, students? We have to find the total number of valence electrons, isn't it? So when you see here, so first time, hydrogen. What's the number of valence electrons? That is 1. 1 into 1 plus how many nitrogen atoms are there? 1 nitrogen atom. So what's the electronic one? That atomic number 7. After leaving the electrons in 1s orbital, remaining 5 electrons, that's the total number of valence electrons. So 1 into 5 plus how many oxygen atoms are there? 3 oxygen atoms are there. Then its atomic number is 8. So after leaving the first 2 electrons, number of valence electrons are 6. So here when you add 1 plus 5 plus 18. So total number of valence electrons, that is total valence electrons 24. Is it clear? 24 valence electrons are there. So what is the next step? In between that skeletal formula, the atoms should be connected by a single covalent bond. So we can write like this: H, O, N, O, here also O. So single bond. Here single bond, here and here. So clear? So we have connected these atoms by single bond. So afterwards, next step what we have to do is, so we have to check whether these atoms can attain that octet configuration, isn't it? So first nitrogen is duet, that this bond carries 2 electrons. So around this hydrogen atom 2 electrons are there, that's over. So when you consider afterwards, we have to give preference to the most electronegative atom. So in this structure, which is the most electronegative atom? Oxygen, isn't it? So we have to give this electron to this. For here, 24 electrons. Among that 24, we have to subtract 2, 4, 6, 8. 24 minus 8. That is 16 electrons are there. So this 16 electrons where we have to give us for oxygen atom. So we can start from this oxygen atom. So already it is having 2, 4. Remaining it needs 4. So totally 8. Then for this oxygen already 2 is there. So here 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. And here also. Is it clear? So next. What we have to do is, we have to check for now oxygen atom and hydrogen atom, it has finished. Then for nitrogen atom, isn't it? So nitrogen also should get the octet configuration. So when you consider the number of electrons, so this bond carries 2 electrons. So this carries 2 electrons, this carries 2 electrons. So totally 6. But it also, it should get 8 electrons, isn't it? So for that, what we are going to do is, so now either from this oxygen atom or from this oxygen atom, we are going to shift a pair of electron. So we can shift a pair of electron from this oxygen atom. That's why nitric acid will get the structure HO N double bond O. So here also one O. It carries 8 dots. Here 4. Is it clear? So this is the final structure, that is Lewis dot structure for representation of covalent bonds. Is it clear? So next what we are going to do is, so next is second type of bond, that is ionic bond or electrovalent bond, isn't it? So these bonds also a type of attraction between two atoms or two ions. How they will change this? Ionic bond. So here, complete transfer of electrons. The previous case in covalent bond we have seen this mutual sharing of pair of electrons, isn't it? So here, completely transfer of electrons that forms a bond, that two atoms which are bonded together, that must become cation and anion. So then the electrostatic force in between this cation and anion results a formation of bond that is called as ionic bond or electrovalent bond. Is it clear? A chemical bond is formed. How it has formed bond? That is, the atoms which are going to bind, they should transfer electrons completely. For example, A atom, it should release one of the electrons so that it becomes a positive ion, cation. B atom, it should gain the electron and it becomes the anion. So now there is an electrostatic force in between these constituent ions that result a formation of bond that is called as ionic bond or electrovalent bond. Is it clear, students? So now we can say example as sodium chloride. Sodium chloride. Sodium atom, its atomic number is 11. After removal of electron, it becomes Na plus. Na becomes Na plus plus 1 electron. Next, chlorine atom, after getting the electron, it becomes Cl minus. Now, there is electrostatic force in between this cation and anion. So, this electrostatic force can form. As a result of this electrostatic force, there is a bond is formed that is called as ionic bond or electrovalent bond. So, next type of bond, that is coordinate covalent bond, isn't it? So, coordinate covalent bonds are formed by donation of either of two atoms. Among that two atoms, maybe two atoms are linked together, means among that, so one of the atom should donate the pair of electrons. For example, if B atom is having, it is more electronegative, otherwise it is having excess pair of electrons, means this atom, it should donate that pair of electron. As a result, there is a bond is formed in between these two atoms, so that it is called as coordinate covalent bond. So among these two atoms, the atom which is donating electron, that is called as electron donor, or it may be ligand. Next, the atom which accepts that two electron, that is electron acceptor, they are referred as central metal ion. Is it clear? So, best example for this coordinate covalent bond, third type is, that is, we can ferrocyanide ion. I have explained for coordinate covalent bond. Ferrocyanide Fe, Cn6, formula is Fe, Cn6, 4 minus. Okay, so Fe, so this Cn has donating electron, Cn, and here Cn, and here Cn, and here also Cn. Like this, 4 minus. So ferrocyanide ion is an example for this coordinate covalent bond. Is it clear, students? So we have explained the types of bond. 3 types of bonds are there: covalent bond, ionic bond or electrovalent bond. Next is coordinate covalent bond. So next we are going to explain bond parameters. Definition for bond parameters. First one, bond length. So bond length is the distance between bond length, bond order, bond parameters, bond length. Consider a bond between 2 atoms. Okay, 2 atoms are there, A and B. The distance between nuclei of 2 covalently bonded atoms is called as bond length. Next, bond order. The number of bond in between 2 bonded atoms is called as bond order. For example, if hydrogen, nitrogen, we can write like this, oxygen. How many bonds are there in between 2 hydrogen atoms? 2. So 1. So this is the bond order of H2 molecule. So how many bonds are present in between this N2 molecule? 3. So what's the bond order of N2 molecule? 3. So how many bonds are present in between oxygen molecule? 2. So what's the bond order? This 2. Is it clear? So the bond order is the number of bonds in between the 2 atoms which are bonded covalently. Next is bond angle. The angle between these 2 covalent bonds is called as bond angle. Is it clear? Next, bond enthalpy is, consider a covalent bond in between this H2 molecule. The amount of energy supplied to break this 1 mole of a bond, that is called as bond enthalpy. So usually unit for this bond enthalpy is kJ mole power minus 1. Is it clear? So next, we are going to explain the other term, that is polarization, polarity of bonds. So polarity of bonds can be explained like this. Consider a bond between A atom and X atom. Okay. So here consider X as the more electronegative atom. So what happens? The electronegative atom has the tendency to attract the shared pair of electrons towards itself. So that's why there is a shifting of electron cloud towards one of the covalently bonded atoms. So is it clear? So when this electron clouds are shifted so that the bond become polarized. Is it clear? So one will get partial positive charge, the other atom will get a partial negative charge. So this is called as polarization. Is it clear? So usually how it will happen? When atom along with one of the atom must be more electronegative. The more electronegative atom has the tendency to attract the shared pair of electrons towards itself, so that the bond become polarized. So this is called as polarization. So this polarity of a covalent bond can be explained by a rule that is called as Pajon's rule. So according to this rule, so increasing charge of cation or anion increases the covalent character. character. For example, consider the example as sodium chloride, barium chloride, aluminium chloride. Increase in charge of cation or anion. For example, here sodium Na plus. Isn't it? Here Ba 2 plus, Al 3 plus. Which cation is having charge more? Aluminium. So which is having covalent character has more? So like this in this order. So increase in charge of cation or anion increases the covalent character. So next case is if the size difference between cation and anion also influences the covalent character. So consider example as lithium iodide and sodium chloride. Smaller the cation, larger the anion. So that's the second condition. What's the condition? So smaller the cation, larger the anion also increases the covalent character. Next, third case is if the cation is having NS2, NP6, ND10 electronic configuration or having more polarizing ability than others. For example, CuCl2 and NaCl. So NaCl is having electronic configuration NS2, NP6. Cation. I am talking about cation. So if the cation is having electronic configuration NS2, NP6, ND10, it also influences the covalent character. Is it clear? So usually polarity of a bond can be explained in terms of dipole moment. Dipole moment formula is mu is equal to Q into 2D. Mu is equal to Q into 2D. So Q is the representation of dipole moment, Q is the charge, 2D is the distance between the two charges. Partial positive and partial negative. Two atoms are there, isn't it? So that is two charges plus Q and minus Q we are considering is in between that two atom distance is 2. Is it clear? So we are going to see our question, that is for carbon dioxide molecule, why dipole moment value is 0? So carbon dioxide, when you write the structure, it becomes like this. Consider from here to here dipole moment, that is mu1. Here dipole moment, here if it is in this direction, so this may be in opposite direction, that is mu2. So total dipole moment mu is equal to mu1 plus mu2. So here both are in same magnitude but is in opposite direction. So that we can write mu2 is equal to minus mu1. So we can write like this mu1 instead of mu2 what we have to write? Minus mu1 which is equal to 0. Okay. So here mu1 and mu2 are dipole moments. So here this same magnitude but direction is different. So that finally it is having dipole moment of carbon dioxide molecule is 0. So clear? So next we can see the next question. VSEPR theory, valence bond electron pair repulsion theory, valence bond theory. Important questions are given here. Covalent bond, octet Lewis structure, coordinate covalent bond, VSEPR theory, valence bond theory. MO theory. MO diagram for molecules you have to learn. MO diagram for N2, O2, CO, NO. For this molecules also we have to study. Next, ionic bonds. Now I am going to explain MO theory. So molecular orbital theory. According to this theory, two atoms, for example, when I am explaining for hydrogen atom, hydrogen its electronic configuration is 1s1. So these two orbitals are called as atomic orbitals. So we can write like this. This having one electron. When two atomic orbitals combine together, it forms two molecular orbitals. That is, number of atomic orbital and number of hybridizing orbitals are equal. So it forms two orbitals. This is 1s and this is 1s. So this is sigma 1s. So this is sigma star 1s. So how many electrons are there? 2 electrons. So maximum in one box we can write 2 electrons like this with opposite spin. So according to this theory, first point is, if two atomic orbitals are combined together, it forms two molecular orbitals. So among these two molecular orbitals, one of this orbital is lower in, that is, which is presented lower, that is called as bonding molecular orbital. The orbital, MO orbital, which is present at the upper part, that is called as antibonding molecular orbital. So usually molecular orbital, bonding molecular orbital, they can be represented as sigma, pi, delta. But antibonding molecular orbital are represented as sigma star, pi star and delta star. Shape also. Shape of atomic orbital and shape of molecular orbitals are similar. The same way as like atomic orbital, in molecular orbitals also, electron filling or depends on Pauli's exclusion principle, alpha principle and so. So by using these three principles, we can fill the electrons in molecular orbitals also. So I have explained for H2 molecule. So next I am going to explain for nitrogen molecule. Nitrogen molecule N2, isn't it? So what's the atomic number for nitrogen atom? Z is equal to 7. How we can write the electronic configuration? 1s2, 2s2, 2px, 2py, 2pz. So already 4 are there, we need 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Next, we have to write the electronic configuration for N2 molecule, isn't it? So what's the way? Sigma 1s, sigma star 1s, sigma 2s, sigma star 2s. Next is pi 2p y, pi 2pz, sigma 2px. But up to number of electrons are 14. For number of electrons 14 means we can use this order. But above this 14, what we have to do is a small change. We have to shift this sigma 2px to here. So clear? The sigma 2px to be brought here so that it will become less. So see here, we have to fill the electrons, isn't it? So total, if N2 molecule, total number of electrons 14. So 2, 2, here 2, here 2. So total 2, 4, 6, 8. Next time. Here 2, 10, 12, 14. Is it clear? So total number of electrons, that is 14. So now how we have to draw this? First we have to draw, we can leave this. This we are simply representing Kk. Then sigma 2s onwards. So sigma 2s at that, so it is lower in energy. So first we have to draw this. Here 2s and here also 2s, sigma 2s, sigma star 2s. So here 2s it is having how many electrons? 2 electrons. Here also 2 electrons. So total 4 electrons. Each box it should get 2 electrons. So we have written like this. So next we have to draw for 2p, isn't it? So 2p orbital here and here. So how many electrons are there? Each box it carries one electron. So afterwards, when you draw the molecular orbital, so first 2 pi 2py and pi 2pz, which is lower in energy. I have written like this, pi 2py, which is equal to pi 2pz. Next orbital we have written is sigma 2px. Same thing here also. We have to write, so the same orbital in anti-bonding form. Pi star 2py is equal to pi star 2pz. Then one more it is sigma star 2px. Rubbing this. So here sigma star 2px. So when you see here how we have to fill this electron is 3 plus 3, 6 electrons, isn't it? So this 6 electrons, first we have to finish this 3 boxes, afterwards we can shift here. So here, so first box 2py and 2pz same energy. So what we have to do is first give 1 electron to this box and next electron we have to shift here. So afterwards we have to start pairing. So here 1 and here 1. So total 6 electrons are there, 4 electrons we have filled, then 2 more electrons in this box. So over there is no electrons in antibonding molecular orbital. So next from this box we can find out the bond order. Bond order is equal to half into Nb minus Na. That is bonding molecular orbital minus antibonding. Half into Nb means the without star number of electrons 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 minus, here antibonding only 2 electrons are there. So 8 minus 2. So half into 6. When you cancel this, it becomes 3. So what's the meaning of this 3? That is in between nitrogen molecule, 2 nitrogen atoms are there. In between this nitrogen atom, 3 bonds are there. Isn't it? So the same thing from the MO diagram, we have to find out the magnetic nature also. When you see the MO orbital, so we should not see about this atomic orbital, only MO orbital. So it is the electrons are paired, isn't it? That meaning is, so this N2 molecule is diamagnetic. The same MO diagram we can explain for the same order, we can explain for CO, NO and O2 molecule also. Thank you, students.